This video was created as part of IPI's Disaster Preparedness, Response, and Recovery for Inkjet Printed Materials and Museum Collections, funded by the Institute of Museum and Library Services. This video illustrates what will happen to different types of inkjet prints immediately upon exposure to water. Some are instantly damaged, while others remain unchanged. The video is useful at demonstrating how extremely sensitive some print types are to water. This print is a digitally exposed chromogenic photograph, which served as the benchmark for the study. As you can see, 1 second of water exposure does not affect the print. This makes sense as chromogenic papers were intended to get wet during processing. Samples 1 and 2 are both dye inkjet on polymer-coated papers. Both prints bleed immediately on contact with water. The surface of the print on the right also appears to melt as the polymer coating dissolves away with the ink. Both of these samples were printed on the same porous coated paper. The print on the left was made with a dye ink and the one on the right with a pigment ink. Both prints show no damage after water exposure for 1 second. These two prints were created with uncoated fine art papers. The sample on the left was made with an older iris dye printer, while the sample on the right was printed with a newer pigment printer. The iris print instantly bleeds, totally ruining the print, while the pigment print does not bleed at all. These samples were both printed on coated fine art papers. The sample on the left was printed using an iris dye printer, while the sample on the right was printed using a modern pigment printer. Again, the dye print bleeds significantly despite the coating. Although the sample on the right was printed with pigment ink, the magenta colorant still bled slightly. This is evident by the pink stain in the white border and the tide lines in the red area of the image. This demonstrates that not all pigment inkjet prints are impervious to water damage. These samples are both prints that were made on porous Baryta papers, the left made with dye ink and the right made with pigment ink. The print made with the dye ink bleeds slightly when exposed to water for 1 second, but the pigment print does not bleed. These samples were printed on different but common fine art inkjet papers. The print on the left was made with a dye printer, while the sample on the right was made with the pigment printer. After submersion for 1 second, both prints fare well and have not bled. This video was made as part of a larger project to develop water emergency prevention, response, and recovery protocols for inkjet prints in museums. It is funded by the Institute of Museum and Library Services. More information on digital print preservation can be found at www.dp3project.org. Information on how to sign up for IPI's quarterly DP3 newsletter may also be found there.